fans, and thank you for listening to State of My Sports, where we talk about State of Michigan sports and State of Michigan beer. If you aren't following us on social media yet, please do so by searching State of MI Sports. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast along with our YouTube channel so you do not miss an episode. For even more content, check out our website, stateofmisports.com. Before we get into the episode, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. The Hops Brewing Company and Cafe is the official brewery of State of My Sports. Siciliano's Market helps us pick out the best Michigan beers for each and every episode. Also, Caleb from Mac Web Design helped us get our website created. So check out all of our sponsors and let them know that we sent you. What is up? Thank you for checking out episode 92 of State of My Sports.
You want me to fade this?
No, it does it automatically for you, just like we talked about pre-show. But
that was your training.
Sorry, yeah.
Thanks for coming back, Kyle. I really appreciate it. Good to have you.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I'm Sam Waltart. With me today, we got Micah Smith, and I forgot what we're going to talk about, but I'm going to go into that. We got Micah Smith, Ryan Waltart, and Kyle Fossey is back. We're going to sit and talk about the big thing that happened this weekend. Matthew Stafford unofficially traded. It's a handshake deal, but it's basically official, and it is time to mourn our losses, right? That's basically
or celebrate the games.
Celebrate.
I mean, it depends how you're going to look at this.
Well, oh, man.
All right. The tears are going to start flowing.
It's going to be – I'm going to do my best. So basically my goal throughout this episode is I'm going to be more about the return and not about losing the guy that I love very much as one of my favorite players and all that good stuff. But anyways, we'll see how that goes. But that is what we're going to talk. Then we're gonna do King Kyle's Stanley Cup of questions, and then we're going to do our betting hero picks of the week, and of course we're going to grade some Siciliano's Market Michigan beers. That's how we roll here at State of My Sports. I already introduced everybody. So Kyle, you are back. You were gone last week. A great episode at Arvon. Thank you again to Arvon for having us and betting hero for joining us. That was awesome. I had a really good time. It was awesome to talk to those guys, and Arvon treats us so well when we're there. So it was a really good time. Yeah, not only informational, but they're just good guys, right? Yeah. Just hearing their life story, it was kind of inspirational. Yeah, it really was. And their focus on the people, I think, is the coolest part about what they do. You know, it was. That's true. It was cool. You know, it wasn't about necessarily making themselves money. It's just like. Obviously, they are. They're businessmen. Making us money. Yeah, I mean, right? That was a good point. Yeah. So, it was a great podcast. Yeah, well, it was a lot of fun. But, yeah, great beer, too. So, Kyle, you were gone for your birthday. What did you guys do on your birthday?
We went to Royals.
Where's Royals?
That is Wealthy. It's not Wealthy. You ever been like Winchester or?
That's literally right where we are, and you couldn't even stop by and say hi?
You were on Division, weren't you?
It's pretty close, though. We were on Franklin in Division.
I guess that's true.
It's close.
That's really close.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm mad at you now. What's up with that?
The thought never even crossed my mind.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I knew you were going to be at Arvon. Did I know that?
I would assume you would.
Did you include him in those
Unless you were ignoring the text messages.
Yeah. No.
Maybe the group message didn't have you on it.
I had a broken phone, so I mean that didn't help. But that was Saturday, well after the Tuesday podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
But you had a good time?
We did. I mean, we haven't been out in a long time, and obviously we can't. Well, now I guess we're back open at 25%.
Everything's back open, yeah.
This was like the igloo.
Oh, nice.
The igloo thing.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Was it just you two, or did you guys bring the kids?
Us and the baby.
The baby, okay. Yeah.
So, but my mom took the other 4, and yeah, so it was good. It was fine. The baby's pretty easy. So
nice. What'd you get?
Chicken.
Like fried chicken, or
it was kind of fried.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good though.
Oh, yeah. I love me some fried chicken. Well, you did miss out on some great beer at Arvon, but it did make its way here.
I appreciate that.
So that's what you're drinking.
Arvon came to me.
Yeah, it came to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you introduce your beer?
I certainly can. Raspberry black currant double kettle. Sour ale with raspberry and black currant. That was to the point. Did you guys try this one when you were over there?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really good sour.
Did it get high grades from you guys?
It did get very high grades.
It did, and actually I went lower than I did the time before. So
you graded that one before?
Yeah, I have. And I was trying to like be reasonable and not go like close to like, you know, way up there, and I should have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I think I might have too, or at least I think I've had this.
You?
I think I've had this before, maybe. Maybe when we were over there. Yeah. Arvon, so they're back open, right?
Yeah, they are 25%, I believe.
Right.
They also have their outdoor seating.
I got their hours here. Did you want me to do that now?
Go ahead and share
So
that.
tap
with
room
everybody.
hours, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 to 9, and Saturday from 12 to 9. Yeah. It's a great tap room, too. It showed very well on your cameras as well for the
Yeah,
for the podcast.
I love how bright that whole setup there is pretty
What was it,
awesome.
a car dealership?
I'm not sure. I think it was, wasn't
Or
it?
like a
Was that something?
mechanic's place?
I think it was more mechanics.
Mechanic, okay,
I
yeah.
thought something involved.
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's cool garage style though. Where they actually do the brewing.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, Ryan, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Tangelo Dream or I don't know. What do you guys think? Tangelo?
I would say Tangelo. So we picked that one out at Siciliano's mainly because Jay, that he said that was his favorite Michigan beer. I don't know if you guys remember that or not.
Really?
Yeah, that was his favorite heading into the podcast. I think Arvon topped it, to be honest, but that was the one that he said was his go-to.
Tangelo or Tangelo?
I would say I don't know. I like both of them. I like both a lot.
I like both a lot. So do I. So it's refreshing. The American Pale Ale with Tangelo flavor and artificial color, malt beverage, natural whatever. I mean, I just read the worst part of the description there. This is from Ludington Bay Brewing Company, and just a little. They are also open 25%. They are currently allowing reservations for their igloos. They're still open with the igloo outdoor seating, and they are open 6 days a week. Closed on Tuesdays.
Okay, nice.
Six people max at a table.
All right,
Oof.
Mike.
I
what are you
don't.
drinking?
How does that?
Oh,
real
sorry.
quick. How does that work? There's 7 people in my family.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I can't take
Leave one of the kids
I guess
home.
somebody's staying home. I mean,
Yeah.
the baby, or I don't. Yeah,
That's a good question for the government to answer.
right. It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Mike, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking from Oddside Ales Cat in the Wall. It's a New England style IPA, 6.75% alcohol by volume. And as far as Oddside goes, they're open 7 days a week. It looks like their weekdays they're 2 to 10 p.m. and on the weekend 11:30 a.m. So you can get your drink on in the morning.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Correct. Until 10 p.m.
There we go.
11:30 is kind of close.
It's maybe too close.
A little too close.
Maybe have one at home before you
Yeah.
go out.
Just to be safe.
All right, so I am drinking actually 2 beers today. So coworker Kyle, he lives in Lowell, and this is one of his breweries that he goes to a lot. New Union Brewery. It's obviously in Lowell, Michigan. It was established in 2016. So he brought me their unnamed, which is I believe is a IPA, but it's unnamed for some reason. And they also have a brown. So that's kind of what I'm going with here tonight.
For some reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we'll name it by the end of the podcast. We'll see. But basically, they have indoor seating is open 25%. Total of 14 inside. It's a smaller type feel. No food there, but they do have Voodoo food truck there on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. They also have some outdoor tent seating, 6 or more people per group again, like they said there. But masks everywhere other than at your tables, and that's about all I got here. But yeah, I'm excited to try these beers. I actually have had unnamed at Kyle's house one time, but I'm excited to grade it. I don't think any of us have ever done a New Union beer. So
No.
The time is finally here. We have breaking news. DraftKings is live in Michigan with mobile sports betting. Yes, that DraftKings. DraftKings has finished crossing their T's, dotting their I's, meaning you can place a bet right now from anywhere in Michigan. For a limited time, the DraftKings Sportsbook app is offering all players a chance to double their money if the Pistons hit a 3. Yeah, you heard that right. All it takes for you to double your money is opting into the promotion and placing your wager, then sit back and watch the threes rain.
this isn't some offshore operation like other gambling sites. DraftKings is a legitimate sportsbook right here in the U.S., so you can be confident that your funds are secure. With the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you can bet from wherever, whenever. You don't even need to leave your house.
Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code MIBETS when you sign up. For a limited time, all users can double their money if the Pistons hit a three-pointer. That's right, DraftKings Sportsbook is doubling your money if the Pistons hit just one three-pointer. Don't forget, enter code MIBETS only on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. You must be 21 or older to gamble in the state of Michigan. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements. MI bets, baby. Promo code.
Is that the first time we did a?
That was the second time.
You did it last week?
Yeah, we did.
It started
That's
with
really
that.
good,
So
you
you didn't
guys.
listen.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle.
I told you I caught on later. I caught the end.
Yeah, when you were trying to the picks that you never got in as well.
Oh boy.
All right, well, Kyle, actually,
I'm in the tank anyways.
I'm gonna throw you to the wolves here. You gotta
Smart.
strike up
That's
the
what Michigan sports teams do.
NFL live music. Because what we're going to do, trying something new a little bit here, what we got is our first draft. Mock
Here we
draft.
go,
Yep,
guys.
Mock draft 1.0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first 6 picks. Obviously, the Lions are at 7. By the end of the episode, or by the end of the segment, what I want people to do is throw in who you think the Lions should take with the 7th overall pick. I got 5 names
hold on.
here.
Can I ask where these other names came from? So the top 6 is something that's just solidified, right? You
Correct.
have
This is
taken
somebody's
them off
mock draft.
board.
This is somebody's mock draft that I found online.
Okay, so this is something that just interested you, and you just want to hear where everybody was
Yeah,
thinking.
yep.
All right.
And basically, what I want to do is I want people to comment. I want you guys to tell us who you would take for the Lions' 7th pick out of these 5 names. So what I'm going to start with is Jacksonville Jaguars. Their pick is in. First overall, they're taking quarterback out of Clemson, Trevor Lawrence.
Of course.
No surprise. Ryan, who are the Jets taking? Tell us when the pick is in.
The pick is in.
This is rapid fire.
The New York Jets are picking tackle Penei Sewell out of Oregon. Who's a stud. He's
he is a stud.
Penei Sewell.
All right, Kyle. Who are the Miami Dolphins taking at 3?
The Miami's Dolphins, as you said, are Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, the first
From
wide
LSU.
receiver off the board. Eh?
This is a tough one. The Dolphins taking wide receiver that is not out of Alabama. I mean, that's a surprise.
Right?
For me, at least.
All right, Micah.
Me too. Yeah, what?
Atlanta Falcons are on the clock.
I got the lefty, right?
Yeah.
The pick is
Tua
in.
needs this guy.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons select QB Zach Wilson out of BYU.
Losers. Whoa. All right,
Here we go.
Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. Their pick is in. They're taking Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern. He's an offensive tackle. Ryan,
That's high.
Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock right before the Lions.
Don't you guys think?
I feel like a bunch of these are high.
That's pretty high.
I'm glad. I like it.
Rashawn Slater? I mean,
I'm
he's
glad
good.
he's
He's
gone.
good. He's good.
But-
All right, so
all right.
number 6.
Number
the
6?
pick is in. The Philadelphia Eagles select Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner out of Alabama.
All right, so that's a second wide receiver off the board. That brings the Lions. They are on the clock. And this is, I need everybody listening or watching on the Facebook Live. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw in who we want the Lions to pick. Obviously, I'm going to throw out some 5 names here. And I want to know, out of those 5, who would you guys take? They did take, in this mock draft, 1 out of these 5 players, obviously. Gregory Rousseau, who's an edge out of Miami.
Russo.
They also have Justin Fields, quarterback out of Ohio State. Trey Lance, quarterback out of North Dakota State. Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State. And Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama. Once again, if you're watching live, please put in the comments who you would take at 7 or who you think the Lions will take, whatever you want to do. I don't really care. At the end of the segment, what we're going to do is we're going to tally them up. We're going to make a decision. Us 4, we're all going to throw our picks in as well. But we want to have who the Lions take on the first 1.0 mock draft 1.0 as a State of My Sports family here. So please, once again, put in your comments, and we'll read them at the end of the segment here. So I'm going to bring the music down.
You made to cut it?
No, you don't. Yeah, you can if you want. So you can do. Is it cut?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right, now we can get into the great news. Bad news, great news. I don't know. I'm still a little indifferent about it. But the breaking news that happened, I think was it Saturday that this all happened?
Oh, see, I thought we were going to talk about this mock draft.
No, we're going to talk about it at the end.
Finally following.
At the end of
what
this
you're
segment.
doing.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I just wasn't listening. That was on me.
Me either.
The Lions traded Matthew Stafford to the Los Angeles Rams as a handshake agreement for Jared Goff, the 2021 third-round pick
Just
from
a
the Rams.
straight up trade, just 1 for 1.
In the Rams' first-round picks in 2022 and 2023.
Whoa.
Like I said earlier, I can make this about a Stafford being gone episode, but I don't want to do that. That is not what I want this focus to be because they got a good haul.
And you missed one too.
And
2021 third-round pick.
Oh, sorry, I thought I said both of those, but you're probably right. 2021 third-round pick and the first round picks in 2022 and 2023.
Right, exactly.
But anyways, all right. So what I really think we need to do is break down this trade a little bit, and I think you got to start with the picks. And if you guys have some opinions, please throw them in there. We'll try to read the comments, but continue to just throw in who you would take at 7 for the Lions that we talked about earlier there. But basically, let's start with the third round pick. I mean, Lions, they now have number 7, number 41, and 72, and 88 overall from the Rams. So they also have 102, 104, and 136 overall picks. They have 0 6th-round picks or 7th-round picks either. So they're all in the first 5 rounds, but they got one of the picks back, which I think is important for that third-round pick. But Ryan, I'm curious what your original thoughts are with. Let's focus on the pick side of this trade.
Yeah, I mean, the hope all along was let's try to convince teams that they needed to use 2 first-round picks for this. That was the goal all along, and it wasn't really. People thought it was feasible, but a team actually has to do it. They have to be okay with getting rid of 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford. So the fact that we got 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, which is very valuable, especially because it's in this year's draft, like what you're saying.
Yep.
And a quarterback, a replacement quarterback. With you can like him or dislike him. Either way, you're still getting a replacement quarterback. It does not force your hand this year in the first round to take a quarterback. I think this haul is more than I ever would have imagined.
I think a lot of people will scoff at the Rams will probably be late in the first round picks.
Yeah.
There's a really good chance that they're not too.
Well,
that's
they're one injury away.
To take.
Yeah, one injury away.
Yeah, they're one injury away from being a top 15 pick.
So basically, if you project both next year's and so the 2022, 2023 first round picks, if you combine those for value, so Jimmy Johnson has this draft value. So if you're picking late in the first round, it's pretty much a second. If you're picking early in the second round, it's pretty much a first. So there's value associated with each one of those picks. If the Rams are picking 25 for those 22 and 23 years, that's equivalent to something like a top 5 pick or definitely a top 10, but something around like 6 to 8, I think, in this year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, imagine just having this year's top 8 and the next year's top. Regardless, it's split up into 2 picks. So I guess what I'm saying is this is highly coveted draft picks that they're giving away, even if they're later in the first round, because there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Again, a third-round pick, which is not to be ignored because it's this year when we need picks, and a quarterback to replace Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, you filled a need, a big old question mark or a hole that you left by trading Stafford, which, I mean, I'm not saying Goff can fill that hole, but at the same time, he's probably going to do just as good as Stafford. I mean, he's not as exciting. He's not, he's not my hero, like anything like that. But at the same time,
he could be your hero.
He's a legitimate
he's not my hero.
And I'm kind of skipping
Stafford's
ahead.
my hero, of course.
I'm kind of skipping ahead. I want to focus on the picks, and I of course went the other way. But what I like about the picks here, I like that you get in the third round pick here, just because you can get some really good value in the third round. I think that's very important. But what I really like is that the first round picks are not too high now, because I think this draft is going to be the biggest question mark that we've ever seen in NFL history.
Because of COVID.
Because of guys that sat out, because of guys that aren't going to have their pro days, their combines, all of those things. There were a lot of players that didn't play football this year, and a lot of players that will not come out because they didn't play. They get free red shirts. So you have a lot more to choose from going into next year. You're going to have super seniors, and you're going to have third-year guys. Like, you're going to have a big old group of talent, guys that played, and you're going to get to evaluate them. And I think that's really important with our new GM. Is it Holmes? Is that correct? That's what his specialty is finding decent players or really good players with low picks.
Yeah.
I have pure confidence that he can find a starter for this team late in a first round. I don't care if it's a high-end first round or late first round. He's going to find talent if he's bringing what he's all made up to be.
Well, and the Rams have been known the last few years to find great talent in the third round, in the second, fourth round. They're winning their draft picks, and when he was talking about his, when he was talking to the press about, I don't know, when he was accepting the job. Man, I'm struggling right now. he was saying that like his biggest goal is to dominate the draft. That was his words, not mine. It dominate the draft. And so when you listen to somebody like that, and then he goes and gets 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, I just believe him. You know,
Yeah.
I think
And
that's
a
the
2-time
right
Pro
thing.
Bowler in return.
And a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Who is really like 1 year removed from being considered a pretty
Top 10
highly
quarterback. Yeah.
coveted quarterback.
Yeah. I just like the fact that I mean, like, look, you can miss on a first-round pick if you have multiple first-round picks. People will forget the Aaron Donalds that you pass up on if you have 2 other starters that you drafted around them. You know what I mean?
I'll never forget Jared
Well,
Davis.
yeah, that was probably a bad example. But anyway, it's like you can miss on first-round picks if you have another one to hit on. You know what I mean?
If you're a good team.
If you have 2 chances to hit on a first-round
The
pick,
odds are in your favor.
Yeah, exactly. Kyle, I mean, what do you think about this? Do you have?
I think the
What'd you
value is
say?
phenomenal.
It seems like it, right?
The only other thing, and I don't know if you have this. I don't think you have anything about this later, but to a certain extent, we keep kicking the tires on this rebuild of the Detroit Lions, and we kind of rebuild 30%.
Yeah.
I think this is what had to happen.
I agree.
As
And
much as I know you hate it, but
I do, but now that we're here, I'm enjoying.
yeah,
it. It's kind of where I'm at. It's like
you've had your 3 days to mourn.
Well,
and now
yeah.
You know what I like about this is it's not like the Lions went out and just said we're trading him, we're moving on.
Mhm.
This was Stafford's decision.
Yeah.
He requested the
That's
trade.
a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's easier to
Yes.
separate because you're like, you know what? Let's do right by you. Let's get you to a franchise where you can actually be successful and get to the playoffs,
Yeah.
maybe, and
Yeah.
do something big, compete for a Super Bowl like you've always wanted, and we'll hit the reset button and start over. And,
But the
and
value
it is
is
fun as a fan.
The value's phenomenal. They got outstanding value for
Yeah,
him.
a lot of fans so I was listening to Sports Talk obviously the last couple of days, and a lot of the fans are like, "Well, you shouldn't have got Goff. That's just a bad decision." It's like, what is? It doesn't hurt
why?
anything. And I look at it as what the Tigers have been doing and what the Red Wings have been doing. They have been rebuilding. So
Yeah.
what do? They bring in guys that they can afford that other people might think, "Well, that's a terrible contract. We would never accept that." Well, you have the cap space. You have the opening to accept it. Maybe it turns into something.
Right.
Maybe he figures it out, or maybe he just washes out. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah, what are you
I
gonna
don't care.
Was he just really bad this year? Or
He
what?
was injured a little bit.
He was bad
Because
he
he was in the
But he
injured.
Super
wasn't
Bowl
great,
2
yeah.
years
And
ago, right?
obviously,
Yeah.
so his comments after this trade is that he was just happy to go to a franchise that wants him, that he wants to be around, that just like values him as a quarterback. So
Yeah.
when you hear comments like that, you just know that the relationship between him and the coach, or him and the offensive coordinator,
yeah. Yep.
him and the GM,
Yeah.
it just wasn't there.
It broke
So
down.
yeah, I mean. These people, these quarterbacks are people. Like their
Yeah.
Yeah,
feelings
true.
come into play.
Mhm.
And if you have a terrible relationship with the front office, with your head coach, then that is going to translate to the field.
Yeah.
So again, we're only a couple years away removed from him being Pro Bowler,
Yeah.
being
Correct.
considered 30 plus touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and I don't know, people really high on him. And so this
Yeah.
year will make it. So the Rams want to separate, and as a rebuilding franchise, why wouldn't you capitalize on that?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of those people are uneducated on multiple facets of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your feelings come into play, obviously. If my franchise QB got traded away, I'd be pretty upset too, honestly.
That may happen.
And yeah, it's not happening. But you could have gotten a worse return. And honestly, I mean, that's probably later in the show, but I think it should come in right now of what was on the table. I mean, sure, I didn't want Goff, or we shouldn't have gotten Goff, or whatever. I mean, look what was on the table. This was the best return. And Matthew Stafford is good, but you don't get to just ask for anything you want. That's not how trades go.
Mm-hmm.
People offer you things, excuse me, and you take what is presented to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You had multiple offers there, and that was by far the best offer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there's several ways to look at that side of it. I mean, to stick more on the Goff thing, and I do want to touch on that here in a second. But like, he's definitely not a scrub, and I think we've talked about. I mean, is there anything else about Goff particular that?
I mean, he's got some flaws in his game that showed up last year more than other years. His inability to get rid of the ball was really bad last year.
Yeah.
He just stood in the pocket. He's a pretty athletic quarterback, actually. Like, he's not known for being athletic.
But he can move.
I would compare him to like a Ryan Tannehill. Like, he can move around.
He's a good comp.
He's probably faster than Stafford, but he's not maybe as responsive in the pocket.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe I would say he's probably right between Tannehill and Trubisky with the legs.
Yeah. I could see that.
But he's definitely a much better thrower than Trubisky, which I think is also an interesting thing. It's like, could he be flipped to another team?
That was my first thought.
Hold on to the salary and trade him to a Bears or a Colts that are quarterback. I mean, you just got another potential guy, a filler for these guys. I don't think you could get a first round pick. That would be 6 to midnight. Like, it would be very uncomfortable for everybody. But I mean, honestly, I think he's flippable in that way, and I don't want to push him out the door before he's even in. But I think it's an option.
Either way, the more value that is on a Detroit Lions roster, the better.
Yeah.
And I agree. So that was my first thought, is like, are we going to flip this guy for more picks? I don't think it's a bad thing to have. I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I don't think what you said is right. The contract, if you're going to overpay for a player, that only impacts you if you're a winning franchise.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a losing franchise and you're overpaying for a player, I promise you Jared Goff is not going to be the reason why the Lions are behind the 8 ball.
No, not at all.
He's not the reason for them not being the Chiefs.
Yep.
You know? There's a big talent gap there. So why not have him for 2 years? We can cut him after that, and there's no impact to the salary at that point, and give it a shot. There's upside there. There's stability too, so you don't have to go with quarterback this year. Yep. And it just leaves all options open. And this guy's 26 years old. There still is something to learn. You know, he's still developing, and he's not at his prime yet. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks over the history of the NFL where their best years are much later, especially right now. They're much later in life than 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, great trade. I think I cut myself off there at some point, and I didn't even address what I was going to say. But I'm pretty happy with the return, you know. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it gets any better. Oh, I was going to say, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm all over again. Jared Goff. I think I had coffee earlier. Something's going on. Like, I'm
nice.
I want to keep talking.
You think you had coffee earlier, or you definitely had coffee earlier?
I think that's
How
a
many
coffee
cups
speaking.
of coffee is the question?
Just one. But it was late.
One giant one.
It was late in the day, though. So, Jared Goff, he came out and said, again, that he wants to be in this franchise, or he's just happy to be where he's wanted.
Yeah.
And then there's been leaks within the Lions organization that they are really, really happy that they got Goff. And that was the key to the trade.
And keep in mind that Goff was drafted by Holmes. Like, I know he was part of that draft. He was head of college scouting for the Rams when they drafted Goff.
And
they traded up. They gave up multiple first-round picks to get Goff. So there's a really good chance that this is Holmes' guy. That he was like, he feels like he pulled a fast one. He feels like he got his replacement, a young guy. What is he, 26 years old, I think we said. That's been around. He's been in some playoff games. He's won playoff games, which I know is Travis' favorite stat, so he must be
He's
6
been to the Super Bowl, so he's one of the best.
So he's great. He's
in
better
football.
than Stafford, actually. But I do want to compare. Mike, he pulled up some good numbers that kind of comparing Stafford to Goff. Look, I'm more of an eye test guy. I think the eye test tells you Stafford is head and shoulders better quarterback, high-end quarterback. But the numbers kind of tell you a different story. So starting with the completion percentage, this is for their first 4 complete seasons, minus a few injuries and all that. But basically a similar amount of games. Completion percentage, Stafford was 60.5 compared to Goff's 64.2. Yards, Stafford was 18, just under 19,000 yards. And then Goff was 17,000. Stafford 112 touchdowns to Goff's 102, but then 64 interceptions for Stafford compared to Goff's 48 interceptions. I think it'll be really interesting to see which direction both of these guys go. Because as a Stafford guy, I look at him in McVay's offense. I'm like, oh boy, what is this going to be? This is going to be a similar. Like, he's not Mahomes. I'm not saying he's Mahomes, but he's with the coach. Like, this could be the perfect match for McVay and Stafford to be that next quarterback coach, duo that just skyrockets and dominates a lot of football games.
Well, they're going for Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a first-round pick until, I think, 2024.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they haven't had one in recent years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, because they gave up a ton for Ramsey, didn't they? They gave up
Yeah.
like 2 first-rounders.
2 first
and
rounders.
they're doing it again now?
They gave up first-rounders for Goff, for then
This
Ramsey,
could
and
go
now
south
Stafford.
quickly.
Yeah, they're like, we need
Injury-
a Super Bowl, and then we can just suck.
One Stafford injury, and they are in big trouble.
I mean,
And we just got
don't you
Holmes.
I was
came
gonna
from
say,
there.
don't you think Holmes is just kind of laughing right now? Like, I'm not in that dumpster fire.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if this was kind of worked out ahead of time, when he
There's
knew
a
he was
really
going to
good
get the
chance.
job.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a chance that it was kind of a, hey, I'm going to help out
Some
my
market
former. Can you imagine-
manipulation going
Like, can
on.
you imagine if this was a Patriots,
Stonks.
like a Lions Patriots thing? Like, let's rewind 3 years ago when it was Patricia. If Patricia did something like this, we'd be like, with the Patriots, we'd be like, no, they can't do that. Like
Yeah.
Quinn and like trading with Patriots, we'd be like, oh, of course he's doing that. Like,
But hindsight's 2020, so
yeah.
it would have been the worst idea because Patricia's the worst.
the actual worst.
yeah, that
Was it-
Stafford didn't even want to go to the
I was just going to
Patriots.
ask that. Was that true?
That is what people are saying.
That's
Yeah.
reports.
That Stafford
He said he'd
he would
go
anywhere except for New England,
for New England. Oh,
The
which
one
is
team.
very interesting.
ouch.
But it's also a lot of pressure. Like there is like
Yeah.
you're
you-
still filling Tom Brady's shoes, not
Oh,
Cam Newton's
absolutely.
shoes. So
I think it's important to just remember though, with the Stafford trade, it's not like Lions fans are celebrating that we don't have Stafford anymore. That's not how any of us are feeling. We appreciate what Stafford's done. We wish he was on the team. He was ready to move on, and he said something about it. The Lions are in rebuilding mode. We're not holding on to the guy that has led this franchise for 12 years, and we can just kind of have a nice separation here and just celebrate his career with the Lions, and he can say thank you, Detroit, for everything that you haven't done for me,
yeah,
and then we can separate this and we can collect as many first-round picks as we can.
yeah. I'm gonna be a big Stafford fan.
Are you a
I-
Rams fan now?
No, I'm not a Rams fan. I mean, they've always kind of been my other team. Not
The
all,
Rams have?
my dad's from L.A. And he was he told me he was kind of a Rams fan when they were there originally.
So naturally that converted to St. Louis when he was a kid growing up, and then now it's in
Yeah.
L.A.
I
and
did
now
like
it's in
I
LA,
love
yeah.
Kurt
Yeah.
Warner when he was there.
I did
I
too.
did love the
Greatest show on
Rams.
turf.
Yeah, that was a really fun team. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be I'm not going to go buy a Rams Stafford jersey. I'm not going to wear any Rams gear.
If I
But
buy you
I'll
one,
sit back.
will you wear it?
Isaac Bruce.
No,
No.
I'll sit in the back
Yes,
and I'll
old-
smile
old
when they
school,
win
yeah.
and win the Super Bowl or
Torrey
beat the
Holt?
Packers
Yeah.
in the championship game type thing. Like that'll make me really happy.
So,
Wait, beat who?
but,
The Packers.
Oh, sorry.
if the Packers are
Stafford
there,
versus-
I don't know if Love can get them there or not. But
man, you guys keep dogging me, but make stuff happen.
Look, if
so-
Aaron Rodgers threw 48 touchdowns, if they drafted Love just to get under his skin and throw 48
worked.
touchdowns,
It was
it
worth
worked.
it.
It worked.
Oh yeah,
was
it
worth
worked. Okay,
It was
no,
worth it.
back to Goff and Stafford though. You guys got to remember, and I'm talking to the listeners too. Goff is half into the career that Stafford is. You're trying to replace a veteran star with someone who he's just 5 seasons in. I
That's
think
true. He's
5,
young.
right?
Yeah.
He's got upside. Sure, he had a down year this year, and the eye test can, tell yourself whatever you want to say, but the staff is going to help him perform. He's not just going downhill. This isn't the end of Jared Goff.
yeah,
No.
So just keep that in mind. I mean, there is a lot of hope whether you keep him and build around him, or if he ends up on the trade block and you get a ton for him for a rebuild.
yeah, that'll be the interesting thing. Is I'm just really curious. Does this organization think that they found a replacement, or do they just find a placeholder? You know what I mean? Like that's very interesting to me. I'm not saying like, and they're at a good spot because we don't need to know. We don't need to know for 2 years.
Oh, they got a plan.
So his contract basically, so talking about Goff here, his contract is basically already paid. All of his bonuses are paid. All of the major cap hits were already paid off by the Rams or stayed with the Rams. So basically, I mean, he's going to have roughly, what did I say? Oh, shoot, I had it here somewhere. Like a $27 million on average for the next couple years.
Like chump change.
Yeah, and then he's easily cuttable after 2 years and flippable, all of those things. So it's a low risk, high reward type thing. You have nothing to lose when you're in the middle of a rebuild. I say this with the Tigers, when you sign these guys to 1 year deals you're buying a rebuild. You're overpaying for a guy that will have more value at the trade deadline and bring 2 top 200 prospects rather than 0 when you have nothing to give.
Same thing with the Pistons. They get Jeremy Grant. They get some of the other guys.
Yeah,
but you're right. They overpay for somebody. They get the opportunity. Their stock goes way up. Everybody says, how are they only on that kind of contract? They sell them off, and we're going to get something back for them.
Yeah. So a little bit.
Or he leads the team. And does really well. I mean, that'd be a great option, too.
That's another thing that was really good about Goff when it was good is they had a running game. It was Todd Gurley. He was the guy, and they worked off the play action, all of that stuff. That was the focal point was Todd Gurley. Do we have that in Swift? Probably not to that level, but he's there. He could be something.
Yeah.
He could be a running game. He's not. He's a different style than Todd Gurley. He's never going to be a run the ball 30 times a game type guy, but if you can find a two-headed monster that can have a good running game, this offense can figure themselves out. And Goff is not going to hold you back if you have a good core around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at Goff. He's not going to really hold you back when you're
quarterback.
Yeah, when you have a good team, he's not going to hold you back, but can he take a bad team and make them really good like I think Stafford has? Not really good. Lions were never really good. But
nope.
You know what I mean?
Average at best.
Definitely not.
But better, like more
but not 0-16, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
I guess that's where I'm at. But I mean, Goff, he's played in some playoff games too, which is exciting. He's won. I mean, he won one this year against the Seahawks as an underdog there. So he has experience too. So I don't know. I love the trade. I love the return, but we do need to compare it to what we have heard was out there. So according to Albert Breer, who works for SI, Carolina's number 8 and a later pick or so was on the table. Washington, number 19, and a third was on the table. Indy never offered anything, but the rumors were around 21. They just didn't have enough to offer, it sounds like. Same thing with San Francisco. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, well, Indy, I heard that they had a lot of players, too, in the package.
Did they?
Yeah, they were trying to get rid of current roster
Well, they
players.
have to because they've drafted very well.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to let some of these guys go for nothing.
Right.
So it made sense. San Francisco, never anything official. Probably not parting with number 12 is what they've said. Denver was part of the discussion. New England brought up a couple players, but Stafford said he didn't want to be there. And Chicago and New York Jets also checked in on the other, offers type thing. I think out of those ones, I thought Carolina was the most intriguing just because you see a top 10 pick, right? Number 8 and maybe a later pick, probably going to be like a third or fourth round, which is not a bad return. Would you rather get the high pick, guaranteed high pick, or do you like that they went with multiple picks next year, worry about when they pick and all that good stuff later on?
Well, my only problem with getting the number 8 pick is now you have 7 and 8 in this year's draft, and that does not change your odds from getting the top level quarterbacks early on, in the top 3 picks.
Yeah.
That doesn't change your odds unless you're willing to package those two together and then move up. I'm not willing to do that.
Yep, I agree.
And you have to take a quarterback.
That too high, yeah.
You
right,
have no
yeah.
choice.
At that
you
point,
have to take
you're
a
not
quarterback.
getting anything back.
Yep,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we never really brought up is you got these 2 first-round picks. Holmes is from an organization that's not about drafting, but what I like about another thing that could be done is package some of these extra picks together and move up for your guy.
If they believe in a guy,
You know what I mean?
if they believe in their guy, their quarterback, and it's not Goff, because all reports say that Goff is kind of that guy for Holmes right now.
Yep.
If they want to do that, then I would be willing to part ways with the 3rd-round pick that they just received from the Rams, package that with a first, and then try to move up, into the top 3 picks.
Yeah.
If they're going that route, then I could see that. I would be just fine with that. But what I'm not willing to do is part with any first or second round picks.
Yep. Yeah.
To make that happen.
This draft, this rebuild is going to take quantity just as much as quality, I feel like. And that's the key. You're getting quantity with these next couple of years and these first round picks. Can you turn them into quality? That's always the question. But I love it. I love the quantity aspect because that's how I think a lot of these teams build. That's what Miami did last year. That went from worst to almost first. I know they didn't end up making the playoffs, but they were really good with a bad
picks.
quarterback.
Well, the thing about football is there are so many positions. That means that if you're picking later on in the draft, you're still getting a top 3 talent in their talent in all of college football in their area.
Yeah.
Generally, you could get the best safety out of college. You could get a top 3 to 5 cornerback. You can get a top 3 to 5 wide receiver. You can get the best tight end if on a lot of years.
Yep.
You can get guards that are elite in their class.
And that's exactly why I love this deal, because it gives you flexibility. You can take a quarterback if he's there. You don't have to take a quarterback. You can go offense and take a wide receiver if he's there. Or you can jump over and take the best defensive player. Like, there's so much flexibility. You can trade down. You can trade up. You can do anything you want to with what you've built. I'm very excited about the way that all of this happened. And I really think flexibility is the key for me, at least.
Quantity.
Yeah.
I love it.
Quantity.
Yeah, quantity and flexibility. Like, they can honestly do anything. They cannot blow this pick unless they just get a terrible player, but we won't know that for a few years, right?
And
like,
we're not doing the picks right now, right?
Yeah, we're actually getting into that.
Oh, okay.
So
let me derail this real quick.
Yeah.
Because a listener, Carrie, just said, Kyle, did you get your present-ish from Micah?
Oh, yeah, I have a birthday present for you.
What is it?
Present-ish.
I'm not telling you.
There was a reply saying that not yet.
I'm either going to give it.
reading.
I'm either going to give it to you on air.
I've never seen
or
Kyle
off
so
air.
engaged in the podcast.
He is
curious.
pumped.
There was also a listener that said Micah Parsons. That's their preference here.
Whoa.
Whoa, let's not jump the
And
gun
that's-
here.
that's number 7.
Whoa.
Let's not jump the gun.
Pump the
we got
brakes.
the game going here. So should we strike up?
I'm just
Are we good talking with the trade
I was
here?
confused at the beginning. I'm still confused.
I'm too. Yeah.
All right, basically,
If only we had better management, like from a CEO position.
supervise me,
yeah,
you know?
sorry.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Do we have anything left to talk about for the trade, or are we good to move on from?
Move on.
I'd say we move on.
All right.
on.
So
It is the biggest news in Michigan.
It is.
So I'm
100%.
glad that
Oh,
we're
yeah.
spending some time on it because it deserves it. But we've
Biggest
kind of
new-
attacked
yeah.
it from every angle.
Yeah, for
Biggest
sure.
sports news we've had in Michigan in quite a while.
It's right. So that's exactly how it is. All right. So, anyways, what I have now, or what we have now, I should say, is we're gonna fulfill our promise from earlier on. Earlier on in the segment, we asked our listeners, and I asked you guys to come up with who you would take at 7. So, Kyle, can you strike out the music? And real quick, I'm gonna go through who was picked and who was available. Jacksonville Jaguars took Trevor Lawrence. New York Jets selected Penei Sewell, offensive tackle out of Oregon. Miami Dolphins
Oregon.
took Jamar Chase
That's Oregon.
out of Louisiana State University. Atlanta Falcons took Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU.
Oregon.
Cincinnati Bengals took Rashawn Slater out of
Southeastern.
Northwestern. He's the offensive tackle. And then the Philadelphia Eagles took Devontae Smith right before the Lions, wide receiver out of Alabama. So that leaves, I got 5 names here. I hope some listeners followed through. We're also going to give our opinions as well, and we're going to circle who the Lions take at 7 at the end of this little segment here. So available, we got Gregory Rousseau, edge out of Miami. Justin Fields, quarterback out of Ohio State. Trey Lance, quarterback out of North Dakota State. Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State. And Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama. All right, Micah, did we have any comments that we can tell them that their pick is in? So what I want to do is be like, Jeremy says,
Yep.
boom, pick is in. And then we'll go from there. So, Kyle, have your happy fingers
I'm ready.
going here.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Where'd you-
First one from our messenger is Jeremy. His pick is in. He's going with Justin Fields.
Quarterback out of
Ooh.
Ohio
That's an
State.
interesting pick.
It is.
I will say, of all the quarterbacks that will be there at 7 that have a potential, because I really don't think Zach Wilson will make it to 7. But if Justin Fields is there at 7,
It's
that
intriguing.
is yeah,
Very,
it is
very intriguing.
enticing.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Next.
another one. Mike Workema, one of our favorite listeners. His pick is in. He's going on the defensive side of the ball with Micah Parsons.
All right.
Solid.
Linebacker out of Penn State.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Pennsylvania
Pennsylvania.
State College.
Pennsylvania State.
All right, another listener, Carrie. Her
Let's
pick
just
is
do
in.
this for 20 minutes.
I already blew this one.
She's doubling down on Parsons.
Parsons. That's a second tick for Parsons. All right, let's do 2 more. We got 2 more?
Yep.
All right. Or if you got more, go for it. But just tell me how many.
No, yeah, we're good right now. Another Facebook Messenger, Mike. His pick is in. He's going with Jalen Waddle.
Ooh, not so bad.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it
I
either.
don't hate it. Ryan, you're kicking the camera. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, man, I'm doing that on purpose.
Earthquake
trying
test.
to fix the camera.
And then
Does
we
seem
have
real close to us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
we have John piping in with our last one for right now. John is going with Gregory
Russo.
Russo.
Ooh, I don't hate
You
it.
said
We
it 100
need
times and I
edge.
still can't get it.
I hate it.
That's because you listen to Sam say it too many times.
Yeah, I know.
What I
learn
don't
from the
hate,
best.
like honestly, you could take any of these guys and I won't hate it.
Yowie.
Honestly, there's not one player on here that I'd be like,
Yo.
I'm mad.
Well, yeah, you.
I'm sure someone would be mad with one of them.
People are always
But-
mad, but
I mean, they're needs.
yeah.
And if Gregory Russo, not Roussawi, right?
Right,
Gregory Russo is
So,
dominant at the edge, how would you be upset at that?
I mean,
No, you're right about that. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's the last piece of the puzzle type thing,
agreed.
and you can find it in a lot of other ways, but at
Sure.
the same time, you don't. I mean, you don't hate it.
So
Like the way I look at it, sorry, but you gotta you want to win on a defensive line on cheap deals, rookies, salaries. That's when you're ready to win. When you have cheap defensive linemen that are getting pressure, or a cheap quarterback. You have to have one or the other to really succeed. You cannot be overpaying at both of those positions and be successful in this league. That's my opinion, but that's the way I look at it. So, which one is it? We're not ready to win, so that's why I'm like, let's wait. You could get another one down the road very easily. You could get a free agent, all of those things. You could develop one. That's where I would lean away from the edge because it's just more of like a luxury type thing, I guess. Is that fair?
yeah, I agree. Yeah, and he's not a guarantee.
You know, oh, really? Okay.
He's a guy, specifically Gregory Russo. He had 16 sacks, I think, 15 or 16 2 years ago for Miami. But he was also like a converted wide receiver or tight end even.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's skinny. He's super long. He doesn't have good moves. He is a freak athletically, and he's got really long arms and everything. But he's not like a guy that's guaranteed to be successful at the next level.
So he's more like a J.J. Watt, converted tight end that nobody knows what school he came from.
Well, that's maybe the upside. Maybe the upside, yes, but there's a lot of them that haven't worked out.
No, I hear you
So
there.
like a guy like Kwity Paye would be way more of a solid pick. Like, you know what you're getting out of him. You don't know how Russo's gonna look against pro level tackles.
For sure.
That's what the unknown. So when I'm thinking about, like, especially first and second rounds, I'm looking at, I don't think teams should ever be drafting out of need or out of position, filling a spot. I think you look at who can be the most impactful player in their position for your team.
All right, Ryan, you are officially on the clock then for the Lions in their 7th overall pick. I know you brought up a name that you would rather have here maybe, but just humor me and stick to the list maybe, the 5.
I'll stick to the list, yeah. The pick is in. The Detroit Lions select Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama.
I would love that.
So, the intriguing part of this is Devontae Smith is off the board at number 6.
Yep.
So he's not there anymore. If Devontae Smith is there at 7, I take him. I think he is an impact player. Yeah, he's a gamer. We saw it all year this year. He was leading the team in receptions even when he was supposed to be a 3rd and 4th target. That's just who he is. Jalen Waddle was outperforming Devontae Smith when he was healthy. He is the fastest guy in college football at the wide receiver position, and I think that is an impact player, and that will help whatever quarterback you decide.
Yeah.
Whoever is that quarterback, Jalen Waddle will help them. And impact in punt return. I think he, across the board, Micah
A
Parsons.
playmaker that we
Yes,
need.
Micah Parsons is tough to turn down, but I'm going to go Jalen Waddle.
All right, Kyle, you're on the clock, baby.
Okay. That pick is in, or the Detroit Lions pick is in, right?
Yep.
I do want Micah Parsons. I think they need more help on the defensive side.
I think that's fair. Micah, you're on the clock.
That's all the analysis I have for you.
I love
My
it. That's
pick
perfect.
is in.
They need help.
Help is needed.
I'm going with Jalen Waddle also.
Whoa, I
This-
expected to be the only one.
No, this is with the foreknowledge of re-signing Galladay.
So you think
You-
re-sign Galladay and draft Waddle?
100%. That would make the offense absolute fire. And honestly, Goff has proven. I mean, the man can throw the ball. Maybe he makes some bad decisions here
He's
and
decent
there.
enough to throw to that type of talent.
But right now he's completely decent. He's above average to throw and make plays. He's going to be a playmaker. And if you guys go out and get another QB in some fashion, then so be it. But right now, as it stands, if you re-sign Galladay, keep Goff for a short term at least. I mean, why wouldn't you do this?
That is a great point. I love that
I like
point.
that point a
I love
lot.
that point
Seems
because
obvious.
they complement each other so well. The speed guy who can do anything in the
Wa-
open field.
Does Waddle? Does he create separation?
Oh yeah, that's
Speed and space.
all he does.
Dude,
Speed and space.
Don't
Listen.
give me the speed and space. crap.
Waddle, Galladay, Hawkinson, offensive line, DeAndre Swift, running back.
Not bad.
Mark
I mean-
Ingram, he's gonna come in. That's my just guess.
Take him.
Dude, take Frank Gore. Come on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gore's
I
100.
can't stand
No, Lions will make
Frank
him like
Gore.
the RB1. So no, let's not do that.
That regime
right.
is gone.
So that
That's
puts
true.
me on the clock for the Detroit Lions, and as Brad Holmes, my pick is in. You guys have very good points with Waddle,
Tua's not available, Sam.
but I'm
He
gonna go.
He
with,
might be.
I'm gonna go with Micah Parsons. I think Micah
Oh.
Parsons is a leader on the defense side of the ball. We need a leader. It's not necessarily just players. I think we have decent enough talent that are playing out of position, playing above their pay grade, basically, is where I look at. Micah Parsons will come in. He will be the leader in a position of need and absolutely dominate the defense side of the ball. Like, that is the type of player that this defense needs. I don't want you to pass up on it because of his shiny, pretty thing like a Waddle. As much as I would, look, come
Oh,
draft
it's a
it.
way. I like
Come-
it. I like it way
come
more.
draft
A
day,
Waddle.
If they take
That'd be
Waddle,
incredible.
if it goes in this order and they take Waddle, I will be probably the biggest fan of it. But right here, right now, I'm like, no, stick in the rebuild mentality. Start rebuilding that defense because you're going to pay a quarterback a wide receiver way too much money 3 years from now, more for the impact he's going to bring compared to a linebacker. So bring in the linebacker, bring in the franchise defensive player, and run with it. That's where I'm
You
going
know,
with it.
that's kind of the beauty of the way you outline this whole draft thing, because at 7 we had available players that I wouldn't be disappointed with 3 of these guys: Jalen Waddle, Micah Parsons, Justin Fields. They have huge upside. Micah Parsons is the best linebacker in this class. He not only has skill at linebacker position, but he rushes the passer better than any other linebacker in this class. He could be the best pass rusher in the class, just period. Like
Parsons?
that could be his
Really?
role in the NFL. It
It's
really
going to
could.
be interesting to see how the defense is built and how they're used.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge part to it.
Right, and then Jalen Waddle here, we've gone through it, and then Justin Fields. You know, if they're sold on him as a leader, as the quarterback of the future, I am okay with whatever contract you're giving Goff at the time. Go get the guy you think is best for this franchise long term for 10 years.
Love it. All right, Micah, do we have a few more comments? We have
Yeah.
time for a few more.
Yep, we got 3 more.
All right, perfect. Let's do those. Let's get those 3 quick, and then
Okay.
we'll get through it here.
Bruce, his pick is in.
Listener Bruce.
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 Such a
Reminds me-
such a
reminds me of
manly
Finding
name.
Nemo.
Yeah, Pixar.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
It's very manly.
And we just lost a listener.
Yeah.
You never meet a Bruce and he says, "I'm vegan."
Fish are
It
friends,
doesn't
not
happen.
food.
I don't know what you mean by that.
They're too mean.
don't
They're
know.
too.
That's good. That's good.
Well, we're going to get to Bruce's pick, guys. So,
I hope he is vegan.
Bruce
though.
is going with Justin
It doesn't
Fields.
happen. It doesn't happen.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Yeah.
Justin Fields.
All right, all right. Are we keeping tally of and circling who we're going to pick at the end of this or no?
Yeah, you are.
I'm keeping tally.
All right, perfect.
This is
Are
only
you
my
counting
draft
ours, too?
1.0 of
Yeah, 1.0.
100. So.
All right, so we
Okay.
have time for 2 more. Can we
2
do 2
more.
more? All right.
Brandon, his pick is in. He's going with Jalen Waddle.
Don't hate it.
The-
I don't
Smart
hate
guy.
it.
I think everyone's really happy that he runs and doesn't waddle.
That's
That's
true.
good. I
Okay,
like that.
last one. Caleb. Caleb's pick is in.
Do we have more? Sam, did you just text me your password?
Caleb's pick is Jalen Waddle.
Look at that.
Again.
Coming around.
I love it. All right.
That's it for the picks right now.
All right, so keep them coming. We'll get more here shortly. But let's jump over to King Kyle's Stanley Cup of questions.
Let me cut that music.
Yeah, we don't want any music for that. So if any listeners want to jump in with their answers too, Micah, can you keep an eye on that?
Absolutely.
Get some more answers. Am
I will
supposed to-
not help with that. How about that?
Sounds great. Sounds great. I wasn't expecting it.
Didn't we used to have a theme song for this?
We did, yeah. I don't have any
Whoa.
music on there. But you can do Pandora if you want and find a song.
You think I'm going to be able to?
Probably not.
No,
It's
no.
probably not worth it.
No.
You can do drum rolls if you want to, like. There
Just
we
keep
go.
opening a beer. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's a good way to go.
All
And
right, so we're just
I completely forgot to switch here. Where are we at? Sorry.
we're just going
This is
We're
just
just
go
moving
with it.
on. Just moving
go
on.
with
That's
it.
just
all.
moving on. Okay, this
Oh,
is
boy.
this might be kind of an emotional one. I'm just picking random ones, right? Or
All
did
right,
you
yeah,
want me to plant ones?
No, just pick random. I
Okay.
like the random ones, and if we're uncomfortable answering,
We'll just say so.
yeah,
Just say so.
I'll
Okay.
just answer it probably.
This
Say
is
so.
this
Say
is
so.
But
this is real broad. What's the hardest thing you've ever done?
The hardest thing
wow.
you've ever done.
That's what she said.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know where would you go with this one, Ryan? Do you have anything
I
come
have
to
no
mind?
idea. I
Like-
would tend to go towards my weaknesses. You know, like what am I
Yeah.
not good at, and what have I had to do that I'm not good at. I've done public speaking, like I've given presentations in front of people, and I was not comfortable in that setting. But I've actually become comfortable doing that. So at the time, maybe it was one of the hardest things I had to do because I was really worried about it.
That's
Micah, do you have something that
Yeah,
comes to
that's
mind?
kind of where I went with it.
Mine's
Recent decision, switching occupations and going back to school
Oh yes,
in my 30s. So
very good. That's a
Yeah.
great one.
with
yeah.
with kids at home, it was
Bold.
a
Mine's
difficult
gonna
decision.
derail this machine. This
I like derail. No, I don't.
it was the funeral for my son.
Yeah,
Was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
yeah.
I can't imagine.
But yeah, that's kind of a. Yeah, it's not like I didn't mean to. Mine just trumped all of yours.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I feel like,
like,
I think
Yeah.
you just let me off the hook.
I
here.
don't think
have
you
to
can
say anything,
answer.
right?
I got a great one if you want this next one.
Yeah, I'll just pass on this one.
Sam's like deciding the movie I was going to rent in Blockbuster. Like that's
Right,
that was
yeah.
the hardest thing I've
Yeah,
ever
it was Good Burger again, or
We already touched on this one for most of the episode, but Sam can answer first. Who's your favorite professional athlete?
Jared Goff, right? Sam?
Currently?
right? Brad Holmes.
oh man,
Brad Holmes.
I think honestly, right now, like everything about the guy, I really love Tom Brady, and I was watching
Yeah.
another thing about him just the other day, and like it was a media day for a Super Bowl, probably the last time he was at the Super Bowl, and one of the people asked like
One of those times.
who is
Right,
who is your biggest role model or something like that, and he
Oh, I
starts
saw this.
answering it.
Gets choked
And
up.
he gets choked up, and he's like, "Well, my dad, and this is why." And then he just kind of like stops, and I'm getting choked up thinking about it. But like he just gets,
Cry,
he like
cry,
stops.
cry,
No,
cry.
don't get it. He stops, and he's like, "My dad."
And all he
and
says
I'm
is
like,
my dad. Yeah.
I feel that, like I
Yeah.
get that, and that right there, that gets me every time.
Yeah.
So I would say Tom Brady.
You say
Um,
current?
It does not specify who is your favorite professional athlete.
Oh,
Oh.
that changes things, but I'm gonna
Barry.
It kind of implies.
Iserman.
Yeah.
But current is Brady for sure. Do you have one, Kyle? That's not soccer or no? Nobody cares about soccer. We got enough soccer.
Messi is
Messi.
awesome.
Messi's huge.
Look at some highlights.
He'd be very high on mine probably.
Kyle, you
He's a
missed,
lefty.
you missed a hell of an episode last week with a soccer guy.
I heard.
Yeah.
Didn't I comment that? I think I wrote
Dude.
that. Like the one
Did
time
you?
I'm not there, and you guys are talking like.
Soccer.
Were you talking about like the Premier League?
Yeah, he's a.
Yeah.
Who's he a fan of? Arsenal?
Arsenal.
That's
Is that who you're a fan of?
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I was gonna say instant. Bowl, but-
Yeah.
Is that who he was a fan of? Was Jay a fan
yeah,
of?
it was Arsenal. Yeah,
It was Arsenal?
If he's listening, he's got to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
That's
and do what? Like just talk about soccer.
Just talk about soccer. I have no one to
Dude,
talk
I've
about it
never
with
gotten
here.
a hold of you outside of this podcast.
I've texted you.
So
You don't
you
text
reply
back.
to Jay
That is
before
not
us?
true. You're
No.
playing to what everybody says about me, not our
Alright.
personal experiences.
Micah,
So-
who's your favorite? Brett Favre?
Did not.
Yeah, of all time, yeah, that's not a question. I've watched him play a lot. I've seen a lot of interviews, and I've watched his Hall of Fame induction, and
Talking about Aaron Rodgers.
and that definitely got me in all the feels.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as much as you guys hate the guy.
I wish I was allowed to like him.
No,
Yeah,
honestly,
he's a likable guy.
Yeah.
he is a likable guy. Take
he
like
is.
15 minutes out of your day, watch his Hall of Fame induction, and he is so genuine and down to earth. I just love the guy.
Right. He either drives a Ford or a Chevy, and he wears
He
Wrangler
wears
jeans,
Wranglers
right?
and copper fit.
Wranglers.
He plays football in fields all the time, like
Right.
cornfields.
with Jerry Rice now.
And still throws it like 100 yards.
Legit though. Look at the '90s like competition court QB videos from
It's
the
legit.
'90s on YouTube. Yeah,
He throws it like 90 yards.
he really does. Everybody's like,
So-
"We're gonna lose. Favre's gonna win."
So Carrie Smith on Facebook, she said she's talking about Steve Eiserman.
Yeah, I think
Is
that's
that
a
who you
good
said
one.
all time?
Yeah, I think I would go with Eiserman over all time. Yeah.
All time. Yeah.
And then
Which is tough because I think I would throw Barry close to that, but I don't know.
and then Zach, he says TB12 all day.
Attaboy Zach.
And I know he's kind
Zach,
of wishy-washy
man.
on his sports, so I don't know if he's
He's catering to his
being
wife,
facetious.
which makes sense. Always cater to your wife.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Ryan.
You said Barry,
What?
right?
You-
Yours
oh,
is Barry?
was that your answer, Barry?
Yeah. Are you looking for like a current player?
Yeah. Well, who's your favorite?
just do-
current
yeah,
one
do
right now,
both.
too?
You know what?
Other than
I
LeBron.
hate saying this, but like I really like Alex Bregman, and I really like
I do like Bregman.
I can't even remember his name, but the shortstop from the Astros.
Correa.
here. Yeah, I like Carlos Correa too. Both of those guys, short
Correa,
and third from the
yeah.
Astros, are legit. I love watching them play.
Who just went to the Jays from the Astros?
Wasn't
Springer? Was it Springer?
Yes, George Springer
I
did.
love
Yeah,
Springer too. I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that guy.
Big fan.
I like the Astros.
Their team was awesome.
They were
even
really
even if you
fun
didn't like the
team.
team, you had to like the players.
Kyle's pissed because he's a Yankee.
Hey,
They stole a World Series.
I wouldn't
By
say
just
stole it.
cheating. Like, what's wrong with that?
Right.
yeah, and we got
You
the
ain't
manager.
cheating. You ain't trying.
Right, exactly.
I mean, half of Yankees titles had steroids attached. to
DJ
them.
LeMay,
Half,
big fan.
half
that
of
guy.
27.
AJ Hinch, thank
A
you.
third.
Yeah, we'll take him.
Like 109.
Yeah, I don't know. But they were
okay.
also ahead of it. All right, let's move on to the next question.
What was the best vacation you ever took?
Oof.
Cabo, my honeymoon with my wife. That was a blast. I loved it. I loved Cabo.
Cabo's great. I figured this one when I read it, I thought of Ryan because he's constantly jet setting around the.
Those are not vacations.
The
Why does
glow.
everybody think those are vacations?
I count them as vacations.
I don't know.
You have to put.
Yeah,
a
it is
two-
because when you go, Sam says you're on vacation.
When you tell us how much you eat and drink, I'm gonna go with vacation.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a lot of eating, a lot of drinking, in really awesome cities, but still, it's not vacation. Mikey, go ahead.
My 10-year anniversary vacation to Mexico.
Mexico.
What about you,
Yeah.
Kyle?
I would go two of the last. We went to Hawaii
Jeez.
for 2 weeks,
Must be nice.
Yeah.
and that was a cool trip. It was my parents' 40th wedding anniversary, and then that coincided with like one of my sister's 10th, and then one of my sister's 5th, and our 5th. So it was like a bunch of anniversaries. Either that or a Disney cruise.
Disney cruise, really?
Disney cruise.
You
Yeah.
did like the Disney cruise? Or you hated
The
Disney
greatest
cruise?
thing ever.
Really?
Loved it. Yeah.
We went to the parks for like
I've
4
heard
days.
Mixed reviews about the.
Who told you
You went
a
to the
Disney
parks
cruise?
for 4 days
I don't
before
wanna
the
throw out
cruise.
names.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're gonna love that.
Yeah.
Who told you they didn't like a Disney cruise?
I just heard. I don't remember.
Give me someone's name.
I'm not gonna throw him
Jared
or her
Fenema?
under the bus. No, I don't
I'm just
think
kidding.
he's been.
He would love it. You know he would love it.
I honestly don't know if I've heard it, but I just assumed it. I think.
Well, you hear cruise and you think like carnival, maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of.
Oh yeah, this ain't that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a big carnival guy, right?
Carnival cruise?
Isn't that who you? on Robinhood or no?
I can't tell if you. Oh, I do own the stock. Yes. But Royal Caribbean has done way better. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we got time for. Do we have two more maybe?
Yeah,
Two
we
more?
can do 2 more for sure.
It depends on how quickly they go.
Yeah.
And then we'll give our pick. So if you guys have any more comments from the picks, we'll get them in. But otherwise, I think we might have our winner for the number 7 overall pick here.
Mikey Parsons,
We'll see.
Jalen Waddle.
Please hold.
If you could appear on any game show,
Oh,
what one would you go on?
My goodness.
Dude, this is a good question.
That's a great
That is
question.
a great question. All right, I feel
There's
like I got to
so
answer this in
many.
like 2 different ways. But
Like Ninja Warrior? Are you going to do Ninja
no,
Warrior?
No, nothing athletic.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about like that.
back when I was 18.
I just
maybe?
want
I
luck.
would just fall immediately.
Yeah, it would have to be something luck driven. I feel like.
Can we do 90s and 2000s?
Oh, sure,
Do
any of
whatever
them.
one you want.
Any
All right,
of them.
you go first.
I'm gonna go Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, that was a
So
great
good. That was
one.
a great.
Dude,
Dang.
I'm sure right now if I watched it, it'd be
Cheesy.
cheesy.
Right
and-
before Guts, right? It was right
Yeah.
before
Guts. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
something about like the all the
Masters of the
temples
Maze.
and the teamwork. It was just so cool. I just wanted to be on it. I think I wanted to be a Barracuda maybe.
Yeah, that was the
For
blue
sure.
one, right? The blue, light blue.
Was
Or-
it blue Barracudas and
Yeah, the blue Barracudas. You had the.
The-
I'm not even gonna try.
yeah.
Please-
Anyways,
please
so
The
that-
red
that's my-
racers, maybe. I don't know. Were they all snakes? I don't even remember.
Nope.
Red Racers.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Oh no, the red one was the baboons or the monkeys or something like that, for sure. No, I'm probably.
I'm
off.
thinking more like there's like a Joe's versus Pros. That
Oh, we actually talked about that just
yeah,
the other day. Yeah,
that would be really cool. But maybe like Minute to Win It.
that would be. That'd be.
That'd be cool.
That would be so
fun.
stressful.
Yeah, but you'd train ahead of time. Like you would have
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Yeah,
with
if
all
you
this
got
stuff.
plenty of time to. Yeah, that's true.
Which they do. That's what those guys did. Or like what are those ones where it's in the water and everybody falls into the water and they like just wipe out.
Wipe out all those. That would be
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun. So I've been watching Holy Moly lately. Have you guys ever watched
That
Holy
is
Moly?
No,
a
I
good
haven't.
show.
That show is so good. Don't
Holy
take the back-
moly!
don't take
Rob
the background
Riggle is
down.
on.
Oh
he's
my
one
gosh,
of the commentators.
it is hilarious. But it's basically mini golf, and it is really fun. And I feel like I'd be a really good mini golf player, even though I probably wouldn't be.
There you go.
But just like the whole aspect, like that would be really fun. But like, I don't know, old school. I would love to go on Price is Right just because it's the Price is Right.
That's
Right.
what Carrie said.
See, I'm more on that. See, I think I would go Jeopardy.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, I
Because
would never do that. I would
like-
make a fool of myself.
I really
And
like.
it probably would
I feel
air on a
like.
Tuesday, like all of these, and I make fools of myself on that too. But
I like that. I like trivia, and I feel like I just want to be like smarmy about it. Like I want to be like, right?
we
yeah,
were doing
like,
the.
What is? I like
Zach
to-
said.
I like to click things. Yeah.
Zach said Gladiators.
Yeah,
that was so
Gladiators
good.
would have been
good.
so good. But another one that I always loved watching, and it's the simplest game,
Tell
Card
me.
Sharks.
Oh,
Card sharks, yeah.
Love Card
what's
Sharks.
that?
That's one that you just got to pick higher or lower.
Yeah.
Very
That's all you
easy. I
do.
would do it with drinking
Oh.
games all the time. Like
Right.
higher,
Waterfall.
lower, red, blue. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's never blue because it's either red or black. But I mean,
still.
that was I love Card Sharks.
I think
and that,
being
it's
on-
actually it's being rebooted. That's a new thing that's
Really?
happening right now. Yeah.
I think being on Family Feud would just be a riot.
Oh my gosh, that
That
would be
would
fun.
be fun.
Other than the fact that I would be so furious with my family if they
What?
blew it. Like I would be so mad. Like I cannot put like love my sister to death. I couldn't put my trust and potential money winnings in Carrie's hands. I would lose it, and I would blame her
I
for
was
it.
wondering what
she would
sister
get
you were
all of
talking
them right.
about.
She would get all of them right, and I would somehow find a way to blame her.
Right. So it'd be your fault, but you'd
It would
blame
be
her.
my fault, but I'd blame her, and it would be the end of our relationship.
But-
How dare you?
Bob Karen said Family Feud.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez, yeah.
And Carrie goes, yeah, us homeschoolers watch Price is Right for our lunch break.
Lunch break. That was more like my breakfast. I would wake up
It's
just
true.
to watch it.
When I heard stories of you being on, like, homeschool time, I'm like, wait,
What is that? Like,
you had recess for like 4 hours?
you say, oh, there's
What?
like a
Got your
formal
work done.
schedule. Yeah.
Oh, I never had a formal schedule.
Oh.
Oh, I did. I feel like I'm not throwing my mom under the bus, but like there came to a time that like
You said it, not anybody
Yeah.
else.
there came to a time that it was basically like she had to work at times too. So it was like, why fight it
Yeah.
and just let me do what I want to do? As long as I get my schoolwork done, why would she care?
Yeah.
But I mean, there were times that Trav would wake me up.
Really?
Yeah, he would take the bus home. He would take different buses to my house just to get up, and he would wake me up in the morning after like half days and stuff.
Sam, how did you do on your homework? I got 100% on NHL 96.
I feel like if they had a half day, I deserve a full day. That's the way I looked at it.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that logic.
No, but I mean, I remember my dad waking me up for 9/11. Like he called to wake us all up to watch the news, and I was.
I
I mean,
happy.
that was like 9:30.
I was not happy waking up before 10. Not happy about it.
What do you got next, Kyle?
One more
All right.
question, and we'll call it a night.
I think this will be
with
a
that.
quick one.
All right.
If you needed to
That's what she said.
change your name, what would you choose? So if you had to change, if you couldn't be Sam Waldhart anymore, what name are you gonna pick?
How is this going to be quick?
David Blaine.
Oh, I already know. I'm Max Power
Max Power.
or Trent Steele.
Oh,
They just sound powerful.
There-
Just
you are a
sounds.
steel guy.
You
You
just
love.
know that?
It just
you
sounds
love
powerful.
You know a lot about steel.
Yeah.
there's an IndyCar driver
much,
named
maybe.
Will Power.
His
His name is Will Power.
That's not bad either. But he wouldn't have
I don't
Max.
know. Like this is. I've never even thought once about
I could
this.
change my name.
You've never thought like, oh, that person has a cool name.
He would go with Matt Stafford. Duh.
Yeah.
So I remember growing up. So
Stafford
my
Jr..
my
You're
middle
gonna say
name.
Jordan. You're gonna say Jordan, right?
I've always loved the name Jordan, which
Yeah.
is why my son's name is Jordan. And it was
Right.
gonna, if it was a girl, it would have been Jordan as well. But I remember. So my middle name is R, just the letter R.
It
And,
is?
and my mom like.
I never knew that.
Yeah, she used to like tell me you can change your middle name to whatever you want, and I would be like Red Wings or like something like that.
Sweet.
I just remember thinking that like she
So Red Wings
she
is
would
the
never
answer.
let it happen. Not that I would ever want it either, but I just
Right.
remember doing it. But like I don't know, I've never really thought. I think Sam Waldhart's a really good name, especially after the branding of State of My Sports podcast. I mean, it's valuable stuff.
Yeah, it's something.
It is my stage name, but
Right, yeah.
Dude, I'm going off the wall because I can't think of anything. I'm going with Rambo.
Yes. See, that's, yeah.
Thank
Rambo?
you.
It's very manly.
Rambo. Yeah.
Very manly.
I'm gonna go with Ari Gold.
Oh, that's
I
solid
did name my son after Ari Gold, his character.
Well
He's
done.
honestly one of the best. Was he in our character draft or no?
He should have been
I think I drafted him.
Entourage. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I did.
yeah. He should have been.
Yeah. Underrated character. It's so good.
He's
so
good, yeah.
All right. Do we have time for one more?
I can do one more.
All right. Let's do one more.
He gonna do one more.
This is.
These are
I just
fun.
like these. Let's just do it for the rest of the night. Because
We
I
can
know
just
as soon
stop
as
the
we
recording.
stop,
We
yeah,
can just
keep
listen to each
doing
other
it.
talk in our headphones, and it's all good.
I don't
fun.
know what I would name myself though. That is really. I don't know.
What's the worst job you ever had?
Man,
So I don't know that.
Other than the podcast.
Yeah. I don't even
man.
get paid for this one.
Yeah. Well, you don't show up most of the time.
That is
Yeah. Don't get me started on the next 6 weeks.
I'm gonna miss a lot lot more time.
Oh,
next
no.
week.
And next
The worst
question.
job. So before like before it was even a real job, like I worked with our buddy Brian Campbell, and we it was like these wheels, and we would take the plastic like covering from these rims, and then we would have to spray the glue off of it.
I don't understand what this job is.
It was
Either you're doing a
very-
bad job,
it was
or you're absolutely
Very,
right.
very weird. But like we would have to dress in like a suit from head to toe, and we would have like a wetsuit basically, so we would stay dry, and we would have to power wash these things, and it would spin around really fast, which is kind of cool.
What was the wheel on?
We just put it on like
What was the purpose?
No, what does the wheel go to?
a car,
A car wheel,
a car wheel, and then
Okay.
we would have to pull,
like a rim.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we would pull like the plastic rim off, so like
Yeah.
it was plastic to make it look like it was nice and stuff.
Right.
And then we would have to spray off the glue. I don't know what they were doing with these things. It was all under the table, but it was very tough and very hard. And we got a lot of crap in my eye
That's
from spraying
Wow,
that.
that's
So I don't even
terrible.
know what the job was, to be honest. It
You
might
got
have been.
crap in your eye?
Somebody paid this guy to take Sam off somebody else's hands
They're
for
like-
a few hours.
They're like, this stuff
just
is
make him spray this for a while.
They're like, this stuff is toxic. We need to get Sam Waldhart in here.
If Brian ever listens to this, he's got to tell me how in the world we got that job.
and what you were doing.
All I
Yeah.
remember is it was out by the airport, and we would listen to Rascal Flatts, Fast Cars and Freedom, like 6 times on the way there and home,
Yeah.
because that was our favorite song in the moment.
Dang.
So I'll say when I was in college, I played summer baseball 1 year in Nashville, and while I was there, I had like 2 or 3 different jobs. All of them were the worst. So the first one was I was a sign flipper. Like I would.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I mean,
Was it to sell gold?
terrible
or we buy
or-
gold or what?
no,
was
it was for like a sweet tea diner, like right on the corner of. I would just get people to look at it.
Nice.
I have no idea. Yeah. That wasn't actually that bad, but then that led into this guy asking if we wanted to like sell steaks on the side. So I'm like, yeah, we'll sell steaks.
Get
on
some
the side.
steak in that.
So I like rode in this car with a guy, a van actually, and he
What?
I don't know what he's saying.
Sam
So-
loves his meat.
No, I thought it was this. Put some steaks. Put your steaks in there.
Get out of here. All right, so great steaks. It was like, you like great steaks, don't you? That's what I was supposed to say every single time.
Yeah.
So we were selling steaks, and this
That
guy
was
that
the
I was
pitch.
riding with, this guy that I was riding with, like he was on a
Loved
billboard.
steaks. Just
He-
loved steaks.
Stop! I wanted to just finish my story. I know it's taking a long time, but all right, so this guy that I was riding with was on a billboard wanted for murder. As I was leaving Nashville, like I was leaving this city, looking at this billboard, it was like wanted for murder. I'm like, that's the guy that I was riding in the car with.
Wow.
He
You were
was
selling steaks for a murderer?
for 2 days. For
was
2
it,
days.
Was
That's
it human meat or was it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
2 days, man. I don't know anything about the job.
How much money did you make selling steaks?
Not anything. That's why I quit.
Okay.
I was supposed to make. They were like, "You're gonna make like $150 a day," and I'm like, "That sounds amazing." Yeah.
Wait, but his
Sounds
pitch was for you to just say to them, "You like steaks, don't you?"
You like great steaks, don't you? I was supposed to. At the time, I knew nothing about steak too. So like, they're like, just talk about like the normal stuff, like porterhouse and everything. And I'm like, I don't know the difference between a sirloin and a porterhouse. Like, what am I supposed to say about that?
The FBI's most wanted man was bad at payroll.
Right?
He
Yeah,
never
exactly.
paid me, and I quit.
All right, Kyle. What was your?
Caddy.
Oh, really? You
was
didn't like
tough.
that?
I was too young, and I never played golf. But
I
like,
feel like that'd be awesome.
yeah, you'd think so. But when you're like, I was like 12 or no, I was like 13 or 14. But then other than that, I would say just other like shop jobs, like from at like my employer was great, Best Metals, but like I was the bottom of that barrel, and it showed in a lot of the fun things I got to do.
Micah.
You guys, I gotta be honest. I don't have a worst or loathe type job. I had a lot of jobs. I somehow found joy in all of them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't blame
weirdly enough. Okay.
How's bragging
Being
camp?
a husband is a tough job.
Yeah.
It's worth it though. It's a good one. All right, let's go back.
Nice cover.
Is she watching? I don't know what's going
He
on.
dug himself a little hole, then filled it really quick.
All right. Anyways, we've gathered a lot of comments. Do we have any more that would change the?
He hasn't looked. Why don't we get to the betting
What do
here?
you mean
Reed?
I haven't looked. I've been reading comments
We
as they
got
come
we
in.
got to get to the
No.
pick. The
No,
final.
the-
all right. There's nothing that'll change the
There's
final
nothing
tally.
that will change.
All right. So
Is that on here?
what I wanted to do here is,
I was trying
can you
to
strike
help
out the music one last time here, Kyle?
King Kyle. The king of sound effects.
All right, so to recap, what we did was we had a mock draft that I found online. Jacksonville
Right here,
took
buddy.
Trevor Lawrence. Jets took Penei Sewell. Miami Dolphins took Jamar Chase. Atlanta Falcons
I feel like I've
selected
heard this before.
Zach Wilson. Cincinnati Bengals took Rashawn Slater.
Fourth time.
Philadelphia Eagles took Devontae Smith at left. Gregory Rousseau, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Micah Parsons, Jalen Waddle for the Detroit Lions. We've had so many people's opinions. We've had all of our opinions. Micah, we have a final tally from all of our comments.
do.
Thousands
From
of comments.
All 1,000 of them.
Across all social media platforms.
Yep, all of them there. Anyways,
Took an algorithm to put
you
it
took
together.
our picks as well. So who is the Lions' first pick was mock draft 1.0? Tell us when the pick's in.
The pick is in.
I gotta just correct, just make sure it's
Loud music.
the
Yeah,
Lions
really loud.
select.
The Lions select Jalen Waddle.
Oh man,
You disappointed?
now I am, yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Can we do second and third place, or is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
not part
all
of
right.
your bet?
Let's just do it. Why not?
Okay.
So
Second
Waddle-
place.
Picks in.
Bringing it up.
How many picks did we
The
get? Oh, there we go.
Micah Parsons takes second place.
Yep.
I think the drum roll
By
adds
one
a little
vote.
something
I
to
like
it.
that.
One vote.
Why one vote?
It was only
It was
one
tight.
vote.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna sit here and wait till somebody takes Parsons.
Waddle.
Somebody take Parsons.
Waddle.
And
I'm waiting.
Somebody comment Parsons. I'd like to go home to my family at some point.
Mr. Fields is
Grab
bringing
some
up the
chips.
rear.
Fields is in there as well.
Yep.
Nobody else really.
Micah's
Nobody took
chips.
Jalen or
On his shoes.
Well, we've got one vote for Russo. but-
Russo. That's right. Yeah, John took Russo.
Yep.
But yeah, so the Lions select 1.0 State of My Sports mock draft. Jalen Waddle. You don't hate it? You don't love it?
I kind of wish Parsons was taken. I know I took Waddle, but whatever. I'm
You literally
I'm
could
in
have.
the realm
You could
of
have
something
flipped
in
the
there.
script there. You literally.
Who knows?
Oh boy.
Who knows?
I forgot to put our picks on here. I don't know what's going on.
Are you
here.
just like making noises?
I'm trying to do the ones that go to the next segment. So we can-
Please, I want to go home.
All right, Ryan, can you tell everybody a little bit about bettinghero.com?
Yeah, that's out of the blue. So bettinghero.com. They are the newest sponsor with State of My Sports. We have partnered with them, and we have promo code MIBET. So here's the thing. If you sign up with bettinghero.com, they will lay out all of the opportunities, the betting opportunities, with each one of the betting platforms, sports betting platforms available to you. So they make it really easy for you. They lay it out. They show each one of the legal options that you have in the state of Michigan for mobile sports betting. And so then they bring the casino to you. You just put in your promo code MIBETS. They give you the best offer at that time. And it really is the best. They comb through all the different promo codes, the different offers they have available, and they give you the best option to save you the most amount of money. And what you do is you sign up for more than one of those and then bet on opposite sides of the game, and you will win every single time.
And if you do it through bettinghero.com, let me know. I'll buy you a beer.
yeah.
That's Sam
With a promo.
Walker.
MIBETS.
That
is-
bets.
That is from Sam, not State of MI Sports.
Just Sam.
Just to
personally.
be clear, we are held
And
harmless.
we're trying to get paid eventually.
Right.
No, I love it. What I like about Betting Hero is
There it
they're
is.
just like they have it all there for you, and there's so many great promos out there.
Pomos.
All right, just hit the music, Kyle.
He's number 3. Are you number 2 or number 3?
I like to hit trouble. I like to
Pomo
hit-
is only number 2? That's crazy.
I like to hit trouble with a snap when he
is what I
says
go
something
through.
wrong. Like
Can you
something's
just,
gone
Can you just
wrong.
strike up the music so we can make our picks?
Is that this one? Nope. Which one is it?
Gosh, this is
Oh, man.
This guy?
It used to be fun, guys.
This guy here?
This
that
this
does
whole
it, yeah.
segment is sponsored by Betting Hero.
BettingHero.com picks of the week. Here we are. So last week, Micah went 4-1. Kyle, you did not submit your picks, but I gave you a 3-2 overall record because
Bull crap.
Totally
that's just
forgot.
the way it works. Ryan, you
I'm
went
getting
4-1.
dominated.
I went 3-2. I am leading at 66-52. Ryan, you are one game back at 65-53. Kyle, you are on third at 62-56 overall. And Micah, you've had some really good weeks, but you're still bringing up the rear.
Mike is going to catch me.
I
Rear.
might not be bringing up the rear if Kyle didn't magically
Kyle-
go 3-2.
Kyle's
That's a
is
great point.
allegedly, yeah.
That's a great point. All right, but anyways, this is the final week. Super Bowl Sunday is always our last week of pick. We're gonna keep doing picks. Don't tell me. Like,
Please don't talk like
we're
a Buckeye.
restriking the season next week, but this is the final one. Every single what's going on?
I just kicked the camera.
Yeah,
on.
you keep doing
His
this.
foot caught it. I
Hang
thought
on,
it was
hang on.
funny.
What did Kyle pay you to go 3-2 last
I
week?
just feel bad for him because he doesn't get his picks in. I just want
He's
to make
third
sure
and not
everyone-
4th.
Yeah. Micah, you should have started picking earlier in the
Yeah.
season. Then you'd be ahead of me.
I should have. I just need to be better.
Did we ever do our beer intro read? I'm just realizing this.
Yeah. What's this, Siciliano's?
Did we?
No.
Oh, shoot. Oh, well. Let's do the picks.
Keep it kicking,
We got
boys.
Super Bowl Sunday. We got Tampa Bay against Kansas City. They are minus 3.5, a 3.5-point favorite. I am leading the way, so I will go first. I am going to take Tampa Bay plus 3.5. Ryan.
Whoa. Kansas City.
Kyle.
I have bet against Tom Brady every week so far, and I
How'd
have
that
been
go?
wrong every week so far. But I will go
You're
down
gonna
with
go
this
down
ship.
with the ship.
I want
figured out.
Kansas City. You knew I would.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
like Tom Brady. It doesn't seem like he should be able to do what he's doing.
Yeah, he's
I
too
know, I
old,
agree.
guys.
He's too old.
Trust me.
All right, Micah.
I'm going to go with Tampa. I think Tom Brady farts fairy dust for some reason.
I think he might.
Can you reset the music there? We got
loop
Tampa
it.
Bay, obviously, versus Kansas City.
loop it.
The over-under is at 56.5. All right, so I put my money already very early on. We talked about it last week on the over. So here I'm going to go under so I can be happy either way. I'm going to go under. Under 56.5. Ryan?
I'm really tempted to take the over right now.
I know. Our only idea is to catch him. I don't even think
Right?
I don't even think I
25
can even
apiece.
anymore.
He's one
25
game
apiece
back.
isn't that bad.
You're only one game back.
I know. That's why I'm trying to decide right now. You took the under.
I did take the under.
I'm going to go under.
All right, Kyle.
I want the over. I got to shoot for the moon here.
Micah.
Give me the over.
All righty.
That's too many points.
All right, next we got
56.5.
Mahomes.
Lot.
He is over under 318.5 passing yards. That's tough. I feel like
Is that Pat?
passing yards.
That's
Le'Veon
passive.
Bell's going to be the MVP with 218
He would.
yards. Yeah.
Right? I'm going to go over. I just don't see how you keep him under 350. Whether they win or lose, he's going to get those numbers. It could be garbage yards, but
What about last Super Bowl?
I'm going to when Goff went 12?
No, Mahomes.
What did he do last
He's
week?
got Goff on his mind
I don't know.
now.
Yeah, no.
See
It's
what
all about
happens?
I
golf.
thought my head went
Favorite
to
player.
against Patriots. Sorry.
He already ordered the uniform.
All right, I'm going over 318.5.
I am going over as well.
Kyle.
Give me the under.
he's
That's
all
actually
in.
a good call.
No
He is-
strategy here.
he is
I have
all
to
in.
try to win.
Yeah, he's all in. All right, Micah.
Over.
For the record, I think the answer is over.
For the record, this is for the Stanley Cup of questions,
Right.
right? Whoever
mean-
whoever wins gets the Stanley Cup of questions.
Right. But you'll never be King Kyle.
No,
Because your
it'll be
names don't start
King-
with K.
Yeah, that's a great point. So it'll be like
What?
Royal Ryan or
Yeah. Suck it.
something.
Suck it, Sam.
I figured you'd go something like that.
Hashtag.
All right, so we got Brady. His over/under
Slip it.
passing yards is 295.5.
You don't know.
Oh,
You don't know on this
boy.
one, do you?
This one is really tough.
Yeah.
I feel like it's right on the that is like Vegas knows what they're
That's
doing. They know what they're doing.
hell of a number.
I'm going for points. I'm going for a lot of yards. I'm going over. Yeah,
You're going over?
I'm going over.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm going under.
Kyle,
Under.
Micah.
Under.
I might regret that one. No, I think I'm confident now. I just got confident over the last couple seconds.
Good.
Good for you.
I'm sure that matters.
I just got confident in the last couple of seconds.
The last couple seconds.
All right, we got our last Super Bowl one. Is it as a more of a prop bet? We got heads or tails.
Tails never fails, right? That's what people say. I keep
Stop
kicking that.
kicking the camera. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to stretch my legs, man. I've had a
Kyle,
long day.
No, stop. All right, I'm
Kyle,
going.
no.
No.
Look, I think both. I'm going heads.
What?
Whoa.
That's a huge upset alert right there. All right, I'm going to go tails.
I knew you would.
Tails.
The odds are in my favor.
Tails never fails.
May they ever be in your favor.
Micah.
The wind at
Heads.
your back.
All right, we got the Red Wings. They play Tampa tomorrow,
Heads.
and they play Tampa twice, and
Tails.
the Panthers
Heads.
once. Over under 2.5 points. Under
What?
under 2.5 points. Ryan.
Pretty sure I won the under last week,
I don't know. It's
For
at
the Wings?
office.
so I'm going to go under.
Kyle.
Wait, what'd you say, Sam? Under?
Yeah.
Give me the over.
Wait. So how many times was I
Beat the
different than
drum.
you?
Last week,
I was different
Never missed one?
every time.
Micah, throw your pick in so we don't just start the music.
Under.
Under.
Where?
What are you eating on it? No, don't start the music.
I did it just to be funny.
Underwear.
Perfect. It is time to grade our Michigan beers for episode 90. Ryan, 92 actually. Episode
92.
92.
Before we do that, I want to remind you that our partner is Siciliano's Market. They are simply the best store in West Michigan. They're located on Lake Michigan Drive between GVSU's campuses, right? Both of them, Allendale and Grand Rapids. Whether you know what you want or need some help from their expert staff, Siciliano's Market is the best place for you. They not only have a massive and up-to-date inventory, they also have the best craft beer across our great nation, and they are individually priced so you can mix and match to build your own six-pack. That's kind of a big perk because most stores will not do that for you.
That's one of the best parts about Siciliano.
It really is. Yeah, build your own six-pack, and they're individually priced. So they also not only just have a great selection of beer, but they also have wine, spirits, ciders, coffee, tea, tobacco, cigars. They literally have anything you want in that kind of a genre. They also have the largest selection of home brew and wine-making supplies in West Michigan. We've been talking about on this podcast for a long time how we want to get into that. Eventually we will, and we're going to go to Siciliano's Market for that. We love that they are a partner of State of My Sports. They're part of the State of My Sports family, and it is who we go and visit, and they help us choose our Michigan beer for each and every episode, so please check them out. Let them know that State of My Sports sent you, and we will greatly appreciate it, and they will too.
That's a beautiful read right there.
It's outstanding.
That was well done.
It always
Better than the paper will ever do. That's for sure.
Ryan always does a good job with that.
He does.
Oh,
Not always. Not always.
Oh, here we go.
The whole crock pot? Is it like full too?
Is this like chili or something?
Yeah,
What's going on here?
The world's best chili. Here, set it right in front of me here.
Just pour it in the King Kyle's cup of questions.
That's what I was just going to say. Can we eat it right out of there? Oh.
Drinking out of the cup. Oh, does it smell good?
You can barely see it with the camera. Let me kick it real quick and make it.
Yeah, turn it. Oh.
It's an entire crock pot full of Kyle's favorite chili.
Micah's wife makes actually, like, everybody in the Waldhart family makes really good chili. I've had it from numerous people in your family.
So you're going to share that with us or what?
No.
Does that include my family?
That's how much you share the beer. This all comes home with me.
Whoa, I share the beer.
You only do that for the podcast. You keep all the extras.
I was debating on actually putting candles on the top.
Blow it up.
See, and I don't like cake. I don't eat sweets, so this is way better than a cake to me. So I might have to put some candles in there.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Kyle.
I appreciate it. Tell
Happy
Carrie
birthday.
as well.
Wish
Thank
you would
you
have
so
showed
much.
up last week in the big episode for us, but
Okay.
we understand that.
Thanks for being there.
We're moving on to the birthday. I mean, that was last week's news. We're not going to be that nice to you anymore. But
No,
Kyle, can you remind everybody what you're drinking? Tell us a little bit more about Arvon's hours going into this new stuff.
I can.
That's a long time ago.
The new.
But tell us what you're drinking first.
The current normal raspberry black currant double kettle, sour with raspberries and black currant.
I'm really curious what
advertised.
you think about this one because I love this beer.
But I love sours. I mean,
I do, yeah. So Arvon, they're on Division in Franklin area.
Yep.
We were there last week. We had a great time. The Betting Hero guys they love their beer too.
Arvon
they were
is
talking off air
is
about
awesome.
how good their beer was, how easy it is to drink. I've been talking to the guys at my office too about Arvon, and holy smoke, these guys are obsessed with Arvon's beer right now.
Yeah.
Kyle, he had the double. What do we have? The peach cobbler. It was a double peach cobbler. Oh my gosh! So I told him to buy that one. He went out and got it, and he's upset. Like, he was furious when he heard that they were sold out and he couldn't buy more. And then Jeff, he didn't get the peach one, and he's so mad that he didn't. So he
really?
Oh yeah, he's so mad because he had the raspberry one and loved that. The blueberry one was up there as well. So.
They're sold out?
Yeah, completely sold out of.
Tell them I've got.
Might be on tap though.
Tell them I've got 2 cans.
Do you?
$50.
$50 a piece. He said he'd give you 20.
That's the market. Stonks. Their tap room hours, as you asked Sam.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 to 9, and Saturday, 12 to 9.
All right.
Don't you have to close early now too? I think it's 10.
I think it's 10 is the limit.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's when COVID stops.
Yep.
Yeah. That's when it comes out.
That's when it starts.
That's
yeah.
when it
Or starts, sorry.
That's when it wakes up.
That's when it's dangerous.
Who can I affect?
Who can I get?
We'll get you.
What was the best?
You're at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
like
those sound
Dracula or
those,
something.
Sam's sound effects always get
Yeah.
me, Matt.
Yeah, I'm COVID.
I thought it was a good one.
Dracula.
You guys are, yeah,
I made a
it was-
Dracula joke. Oh.
All right, let's
You
move
guys
on.
want to
Let's
grade
do
these for me?
This is
I'd love to grade Kyle's.
8.0
last week.
alcohol by volume. This is really good. Their sours are all really good.
Phenomenal.
A lot of fruit. 8.2.
8-2. That's a good score.
If I could go back to last weekend and make my grade bigger, like it was unexpected that I was going to grade that beer, and I would go even higher than I did last week.
Here's some more. Here.
And I think it was an 8.4 last week. This week, however, I'm drinking Tangelo Dream from Ludington Bay Brewing Company. This is also really, really good. This is their Lake Phantom American Pale Ale with natural Tangelo flavor. I don't know what Tangelo is, but
It's probably Tangelo. It's probably a rare
tangerine with something else.
Fruit. No, it's a fruit.
Yeah, I was thinking it was mixed with tangerine. Probably wrong. All right, so it has that flavor, and it's got a really good flavor to it. It's got a really good color to it. It's kind of a bright orange.
Yeah, so that was
Good beer.
Jay's go-to.
This is
Yeah.
really, really solid. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna go an 8.5, a 5.7% alcohol by volume, and I just think this is a really solid beer.
Oh my God.
I've got Cat in the Wall by Oddside. It's their New England style IPA. And I gotta ask, I mean, like, how did they get the name? Did
Cat
they
in the
find a
Wall?
cat in the wall at the brewery or what?
I don't even know if I want to know that.
What?
Yeah, please say no.
Right? It's a
Even if the answer is yes, tell us.
Yeah,
no.
it's like at your house, your residence, not at the brewery.
It does have Mosaic and Chinook hops. Right meow, it says.
Right, meow.
Right meow.
I
I
say that to my kids all the time.
Do you?
I do too.
When I say now, I say meow, and they're like, "You said meow." I'm like,
Yeah,
Oh,
No, I
they
said
figured it
meow.
out pretty quick.
"Oh yeah."
right now.
They don't get it, but it's awesome. I love doing it.
6.75% alcohol by volume. This is a solid beer. It's easy to drink.
Are you sure it's solid? It looks like a liquid to me.
It's a solid. It's a solid liquid. Thank you.
It's a solid meal.
I'm gonna give this one a.
It used to be a solid. Now it's a.
All right. Let's move on.
Someone make him stop.
I'm gonna go with a solid or liquid 7.7.
7.7. That's not bad. Not bad. Outside, I like what
7.7's
what
high.
outside does.
They do good stuff. Outside's really good.
Yeah.
It's good
I do
drink.
They're either a hit or a complete miss.
That's what they are
that's
for
what
me.
I've learned with them.
Yep. Same thing with me.
All right, but anyways, I am drinking from New Union, which is in Lowell, Michigan. Once again, they have some indoor seating. They're 25%, 14 total inside. They have some tent seating. They have fires, 6 people per group. They have Voodoo Food Truck, Voodoo Food Truck. They're open.
Say that 3 times
Sorry, they're
fast.
there on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. God, you're so mean to me. But I am actually drinking 2 of their beers, courtesy of coworker Kyle. I'm drinking
You're
their
welcome.
brown. So their Big Bang Brown. It is an ale with roaster Big Bang coffee. It is their brown ale American, 5.7% alcohol by volume, 28 IBUs. You can actually get a 16 ounce for $5.50, a growler for $16.50. So check that out. I thought it was good for what it is. I think so. It's hard to drink these 2 at the same time because obviously I'm a big
They're
New
so
England
different.
guy. Yeah, so different. I went with a 7.6 for the brown. It probably could have been higher if that's like what I went into mentally. And I'm just punching stuff here.
Just having a hard day.
Yeah, that's what she
That's what
said.
she said. Dang nabbit.
Dang, we're right on. But
Hopefully that's
so
not awkward
that's
for
what I
you.
went with, a 7.6. And then I also was drinking their
That's his
unnamed.
sister. He said, "Hopefully, it's not awkward for you."
Unnamed
even put that together.
New England style double dry hopped IPA. It is 6.8% alcohol.
Clearly
You can get the 14 ounce for $6, a full on growler for $22.
Full on.
Look, I love New England IPAs. You know
Yeah, you
that.
do.
And I think they did a really good job with it. I gave it an 8.3.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's high.
It's solid.
New
I was
Union.
really happy with it. Yeah, New Union.
I
It's
love
in
that
Lowell.
about this podcast. That new or new to us.
Yeah,
you know,
new to us,
breweries get the recognition that they deserve. You know?
Yeah, like so. I think we've done all of them except for New Union. So
Yeah.
but I think that we had
That's
like,
just cool.
recently we did one that was very rare that we've done before. Like I think maybe one or two. But
No, but it's cool.
we're-
Listeners give us, recommendations,
Yeah,
and that points us to the right
Well,
direction.
and we've had
Exactly.
breweries come to us and say,
that's
yeah.
that's a great point as well. But I mean, what are we? 92 episodes in. That's a lot of beers.
Somehow
going
we're
on.
still committed to this thing.
That's a lot of beers going
Still
around.
here.
And we keep going. You guys keep showing up. I don't know why, but
I don't.
I
Love it.
appreciate it. and I
Quarter of the time.
I'm out like
Look,
4 of the next 6 weeks too.
I do this every time,
Perfect.
but honestly, thank you guys for recording. I love when you guys are here and support, be part of this.
Thanks
you
for
can
the
hit it
beer.
whenever, the out music. But thank you guys, really. I love doing this with you
You're
guys
welcome.
every Tuesday night.
We have fun too.
Written on the calendar almost. But and I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for listening. Please like and subscribe to the podcast, YouTube channel, all that stuff. Give it a 5-star grade if you like it. If not, just don't bother grading it because it doesn't do us any good. So
Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
exactly. We'll talk to you next week, if not sooner.
Thumbs up. Peace.
People like to tell me I'm gonna burn out soon, no, maybe worse. Running on coffee and 90 proof. Oh, I ain't worried about the chorus, even the second verse. As long as I'm breathing, I got nothing to lose. I'm living 6 feet down, doing 27 over, and I don't quite give a damn. I was born with lead foot and rust up leather hands.
Thank you again to all our great sponsors, the House Brewing Company and Cafe, Siciliano's Market, Mac Web Design. Also, thank you to Paradise Outlaw for allowing us to use their music for our introduction, Detroit Hustle, and for our out 6 feet down.